Hi first graders, welcome back to reading class with Miss Six. Today is Monday, October 5th, 2020. Our objective says, today I will be able to ask and answer questions about text before, during, and after reading. We learn by asking questions. Asking questions comes naturally to all of us. Even from a very young age, when you were in pre-K and kindergarten, you were still asking questions in your everyday life. We learn things because we're asking for information. So first we observe, we think, and then we ask. So how can we ask questions exactly? Well, some vocabulary words. A question will start with who, which is a person, what, you're talking about a thing or an action, when, you're talking about a time, where, you're talking about a place, why, you're asking for the reason, and how, you're either asking for a number or you're asking for how something is done. And questions always have this little guy, a question mark at the end. So, our activity for today is I'm going to show you how I would ask questions. I'm walking down the street and guess what? I saw this poster. It was on the front of a store and it said Justin Bieber Live. And so I love Justin Bieber, so I obviously have a ton of questions. I want to have information. So first, I would have to ask, who is also performing at the concert? Because I'm pretty sure looking at this poster is telling me about a concert. I might say, who is also performing at the concert? What songs will he sing? When is the concert? Where will it be? Why don't we go? How much do tickets cost? So those are some questions that I would ask because I'm trying to get information on if I can go to this concert. And so in our reading, before we read, while we're reading, and after reading, we can also ask questions. Just like I did about the poster, it made me ask questions. So we're going to be reading this book, Little Red Riding Hood. And if I'm just looking at the cover, just like I looked over here at the poster, it doesn't give me all the information yet. So my brain is just going. I'm having questions in my brain that I'm thinking about. So right here, a question I would ask is, what is the wolf gonna do? He looks so scary and mean. And I might also ask, why is he making that face? What is the girl gonna do? Some questions to ask. So let's start reading and let's try to find out some of the answers to those questions. There once was a girl named Little Red Riding Hood. Everyone called her Red. So who is it? Her name is Red. One day, Red's mom asked her to take some cake to Grandma. Go quickly through the woods and do not talk to strangers, Mom said. What is she doing? She's going to her grandma's house. Look at that. We're asking and answering questions. In the woods, though, Red met Wolf. Where are you going, child? Wolf asked. I'm taking cake to Grandma's house, she said. Wolf looked at Red and licked his lips. Why is he licking his lips? Oh no. He decided he would eat Grandma for lunch and Red for dessert. Where does Grandma live? Wolf asked. Farther on in the woods, under the three large oak trees, Red said. Wouldn't your grandma like some pretty flowers? Wolf suggested. Red bent down to pick some flowers. While she picked, Wolf ran straight to Grandma's house. Where is he going? Grandma's house. Oh no, what is he going to do there? I don't know, let's read. He went to Grandma's bed and swallowed her whole. He dressed himself in her clothes and pulled on her cap. Then he laid himself in her bed. Why did he do that? It's so mean. When Red arrived, she went to the bed. Grandma, what big ears you have, Red said. All the better to hear you with, child, Wolf said. Do you think that Red thinks that's her grandma? Grandma, what big eyes you have, Red said. All the better to see you with, child, Wolf said. Oh, Grandma, what a big mouth you have, Red said. All the better to eat you with, Wolf roared. Then he swallowed up Red, flowers, cake, and all. What did he do? He swallowed her up, swallowed everything. Wolf lay down again in the bed and fell asleep. Inside Wolf's stomach, it was dark and crowded. Inch by inch, Red lifted her clump of flowers. She tickled Wolf's throat until he coughed her up. Red grabbed onto Grandma's hand and pulled her out too. How did they get out? How did they get out? I can see in the picture. They're in his throat. And she had to tickle him so that he would cough her up. Wow. Wolf was still asleep. They tied him to Grandma's bed. Then Grandma and Red sat down for tea and cake. When Wolf awoke, you can be sure he didn't get any. Why didn't Wolf get any cake? Why didn't they give him any cake? Well, maybe because he tried to eat them, or he did eat them. And even when I'm looking at the pictures, sometimes you have questions from the words, and sometimes you have questions from the pictures too. Like, why do you think he's crying right now? Maybe he wanted some cake. Yep. Your assignment is to type or write your questions about Little Red Riding Hood on this Google form. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. To type in your questions, or you can write them on a piece of paper, and you can press right here, and you can find your picture and add it there. So let me show you some of the questions. Here's a picture, and from the picture I want you to ask a what question. So you might say, what is she doing? What will she do next? You can make up any question. From this picture I want you to ask a why question. Why are they scared? Or you can make up any one you can think of. And now you can ask any question you had about the story. It can be this picture or any question you thought of while we were reading. And so you can either click on it and type your answers, or you can write it on paper and send me a picture right here. So I can't wait to see what y'all come up with, what questions you wanted to ask. So I'll be looking for this to be completed on Google Classroom. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!